this picture, who do you see? Do you see a mother, a daughter, a sister or a friend? Do you see a meth addict? When I look at this same picture, I see all of those people. I see a mother of two, a daughter herself, my older sister, and my former best friend. But most importantly, I see a meth addict. This woman has lost her two beautiful children. She has isolated herself from her family, and she is nothing more than a drug addict to her little sister anymore. I have completely lost her to drugs, and I already know that it's too late for her or I to fix this. But it's not too late for everyone else. I have taken my loss, and I have decided to research how in-depth families are getting into the involvement of their loved ones. And the results that I found are very disappointing. In fact, 38% of our class alone has been affected in some way or another by drug abuse in the family. Today, my goal is for all of you to understand why it is so important for families to be involved in drug rehab processes. And I'd also like for you to take some kind of action if a family member is ever involved in drug abuse, or if they already are. I will discuss the problems caused by the family members' lack of involvement in drug rehab facilities, along with possible solutions. First, I will address the problem of lack of family involvement in rehabilitation facilities. Not counseling families causes many problems for a recovering addict. According to the United States Drug Rehab Center's website, there are over 14,000 different facilities in the United States alone for drug rehab. And according to my research of 10 different facilities, it averages that about 10% of these 14,000 facilities include family therapy. That equals to about 14,000 facilities. And that averages to about 28 of those facilities per state. Doesn't leave you very many options, does it? Of the 10 facilities that I did research, the Unity Drug Rehab of Florida was the only one to provide full family therapy. Additionally, the Freedom Drug Rehab of Michigan and the River Source of Arizona had absolutely zero family involvement in their rehab services. Again, the Recovery Ranch of Colorado and Ashley Valley Wilderness of Oregon at least allowed family members to write letters, but they weren't allowed to come in and visit. There are many negative impacts when the family is not involved, and it could just take away the chances of success for those addicts if they don't involve their family. According to Unity Rehab of Florida, 1/3 of the United States families have been affected in some way by drug abuse in the family. That means that our class is over that statistic. More of us have been affected by drug abuse than what statistics say. Some of the symptoms brought on by drug abuse in the family are divorce, domestic violence, child abuse, anxiety, depression, and increased general medical issues. Unity Rehab of Florida also states that within 1 year of the addict and the family getting into rehab, the above-mentioned symptoms will dissipate. It is also known that, according to Rehab of Michigan, 50% of addicts will go back if the family to using heavy drugs if the family is not involved in their recovery process. And it has also been found that 90% of patients will go back to using drugs lightly if the family is not involved in their recovery. Kind of a scary thought, don't you think? I understand firsthand how hard it is to cope with family members and their drug abuse. Remember my sister? The next part of my speech, I would like to discuss possible solutions and that would include family members in drug rehabs. According to the class survey, 88 of us believe that the family should be included in the rehab process. And 75 of us believe that addicts will relapse without the family. It is my opinion that the U.S. can do many things and that families should insist on being involved. There are three major things that the U.S. can do to help families stay involved. It should be policy that all United States rehab facilities at least offer full family services. The Unity Rehab Center of Florida has an entire week where family members can stay at the facility and go to sessions with their loved ones and into their own private sessions. The Austin Recovery of Texas allows parents to bring their children into rehab so that they know they are in a safe place. And the Recovery Ranch of Colorado allows family members to write letters explaining how painful it has been for them to watch their loved one go through this addiction and how hard it has been for them. However, this just isn't enough. More facilities should be doing what Unity Rehab is doing, and they should be bringing families onto their facilities, and they should be involving them in depth into the rehab processes. Other possible solutions are a public service announcement that goes out regularly, paid for by rehab facilities or by the government. That way families know that we do care. And lastly, 24-hour hotlines can be activated for family members who need immediate advice and immediately need someone to talk to. It can make all the difference when they have somebody who has experience to give them advice. So, I have shown you what can happen to every member of the family when drugs are involved. I've explained what drug rehab facilities are not doing, and I've proposed what I believe should be done to correct the problem at hand. For those of you who have been affected by drug abuse, I understand what you're going through and how hard it is to cope. Remember who my sister is? And for those of you who have never been affected by drug abuse, I hope you never are. But if you are, I hope that you are willing to involve yourselves in the recovery process of a loved one's drug addiction, if it ever does happen. Or, if it is currently happening, I hope you jump in before it's too late. All I ask of you at the end of this speech is to take away one thing, and that is do not wait until it's too late to get involved. You could end up saving someone you love's life.